All right, 8th grade. We are going to introduce ourselves to geography. Okay, so this is chapter 1. We're going to be starting. And I want to start us off, okay, by watching this video. And if the world only had 100 people. Okay, super interesting. I think it's a good way to introduce us to geography. Okay, we're going to talk about a few key terms. All right, to start us off thinking geography, okay? So, what actually is the definition of geography? It is the study of everything on Earth, okay? And that means people, places, weather, the study of everything on Earth. Okay. This might be a good term to highlight. All right, might be a good test question. Hint, hint. Okay. We also have the term perspective, and that is the way a person looks at something. Okay, perspective, the way a person looks at something. Okay. And landscapes. Okay, which is the scenery of a place, including physical, human, and cultural features. Okay. Normally when we think landscape, you think of just physical features, right? But we're talking physical, human, and cultural features. Okay, so that all falls into the term landscapes. All right. So again, have these 3 different terms written down. Might be something to highlight. Okay, as we move forward. Does anyone need any more time? Okay, so I'll give us a couple more minutes to finish writing. So moving forward, we're going to talk about human and physical geography. Okay, so human geography, the distribution and characteristics of the world's people. Okay, and this also is thinking back to that video we just watched, right? And it talked about where people live, religion, access to water, access to Wi-Fi, right? All those different things, those different characteristics of people around the world. Okay, so that's when we're talking about human geography. All right, the characteristics of the world's people. Whenever you think human geography, think back right to that video we just watched. All those different characteristics that that video mentioned. Okay. And again, adding to that human geography, where people live, work, ways of life. Okay. And our way of life, our jobs, what we do, is that different from people in Europe or Africa, Asia? We're the same or different? Right, different. Not every population is the same. Okay. So depending on where you are in the world, determines your cultural background, right? Ways of life, practices, all that kind of stuff. So this is just taking a look at where people live, work, ways of life. All right. Now we're going to look at physical geography. All right. And this refers to, as you might have guessed, right, Earth's natural environments. Okay, so the actual Earth environments. And when we think about that, that includes the water, atmosphere, animals, plants, soils, and all the processes that affect them. Moving forward shortly, we talk about the different atmospheres, right? And we're also going to look at the Earth and space. So all of that ties into geography as well, okay, when we're talking about physical geography, which physical geography is probably what we more commonly think of when we think about geography, right? We think about the actual countries, the landscapes of those countries, but geography also includes the characteristics, right, culture of the world's people, okay? So we do cover both of those, and we will be looking at both of those forms of geography once we really start diving into countries on different continents. Okay. Do we need any more time here, or are we good to finish up? Perfect. Now I want to take a little look at some fields of geography. Okay. What kind of jobs are within geography? Cartography, the study of maps and map making. What are you guys doing right now? You're making maps. You're cartographers, right? So again, the study of maps and map making. What is exactly what we've been doing the past couple days, right? When we had our Minnesota maps out with our geography warm-ups, right? Looking at scale, looking at totals, features. Okay, those are all studying maps, okay? And again, what we'll be doing once we start working on our maps again later today. Meteorology. What is meteorology? Does anyone know? Kaylee. Yeah, right? Study of weather, word for word, Kaylee had it. All right. So also a field of geography is meteorology, the study of the weather. What do meteorologists do? What do they tell us as people? Yeah, so they know for 100% what the weather's going to be? Not necessarily, right? So they make a forecast, they make a prediction of future weather, okay? So they study the weather, different signs mean different things, right? And then using that information that they analyze, they tell us, the people, right, what the weather's going to be like. Would you say most times they're pretty accurate? Yeah, I'd say they're very accurate most times, right? So again, these are two fields of geography, okay? Moving forward, we're going to look at some regions, okay? So what is a region? A region is an area with one or more common features that make it different from surrounding areas. Can someone give me an example of a region? What region are we in? Yeah, right? The Midwest is a region. What do we have down here? Yeah, southern states, right? The South. That's a region. Are the climates in the South and the Midwest different? Yeah, right. So those common features, such as the weather, right? The South might be dry, warm. You know, that would be a characteristic of a region, right? The South. But then when we're looking at the Midwest, right? Have more 4 seasons, harsher winters, right? So regions can and will vary, but are a useful way to look at our world by breaking the world down into smaller, similar areas. So again, so it just breaks sections down, like we were looking at the United States, right? We can break it down by looking at the Midwest or the South, right? And then further looking at characteristics of those regions, okay? By looking at the landforms, right? Land, and also weather would be another example, right? So again, these regions vary, okay? But it is helpful because it helps break down and organize, right, the world, okay? Does anyone have any questions on regions?